کر رہے ہیں، ایک بار پھر آپ کو لیے چلتے ہیں۔
Broken economy. Much of this description also applies to the fact that Pakistan has been saddled with huge payment liabilities of the previous government to retire previous loans from the IMF without having adequate foreign exchange reserves in the country. Resources from the previous loan were not efficiently utilized, with the result that sufficient reserves are not available to service them or to pay the installments forthcoming. We are paying others' borrowings, as I have been stating time and again. However, it remains Pakistan's obligations, and hence we have accepted the challenge to not only go into a fresh IMF program to retire past liabilities, but also meet the imperatives of an economy that needs structural reforms and to realize its true growth potential. We have negotiated a program which is homegrown and entirely of our own making, as was reflected in the budget for fiscal year 2013-14. The reforms agenda included in the program is largely in conformity with the economic reforms and macroeconomic stabilization measures we had included in the manifesto of PMLN before we went into general elections. In this sense, this program is consistent with the policies of the new PMLN government. I want to underscore that to our people that we are entering in a new program for the good of the country. A better tomorrow dawns only when requisite pains are borne today. These pains are the results of fiscal and financial indiscipline that was practiced in the last few years in Pakistan. We must move forward and rebuild our economy so that its limitless potential is realized, inshallah. I would like to compliment Mr. Jeffrey Franks, the mission chief, and his team for an outstanding job they have done in negotiating this program under a fairly tight time schedule. I also appreciate hard work of the Pakistan team, which assisted me throughout the negotiation process, leading to a successful conclusion of this program, and we are right now in front of you to just make this happy news that the program has been agreed. The size, minimum size, has been also agreed and indicated, and a request is pending, which would obviously take few days before the management would decide in Washington, and as soon as that news would come, we will share with you. Meanwhile, before we open the floor, I would ask Mr. Jeff Franks to say a few words. Mr. Jeff Franks.
Thank you very much, Minister. Let me just confirm.
You will be wider media.
All right. Let me just confirm what Minister Dar has said. We have, after a couple of weeks of discussions, successfully agreed at staff level on an IMF, a program that can be supported by an IMF extended fund arrangement of 348% of Pakistan's quota, or about 5.3 billion US dollars. This is a 3-year program. It would carry an interest rate of roughly 3%. It's a floating rate, but it's now at about 3%. And it would be payable over a longer period than the conventional standby arrangements, making it easier for Pakistan in the future to service its repayments to the IMF. This agreement at staff level is now followed by approval by IMF departments and by IMF management. And once prior actions that have been agreed with the government are completed, we would take this to our executive board in early September for approval of the arrangement, and it would then go into effect. The program, as the minister rightly pointed out, is a Pakistan designed and built program which we feel like we can support. It has several key elements that we consider to be essential for restoring strong economic growth and macroeconomic stability to Pakistan. It includes bringing the fiscal deficit, which has been extraordinarily high, near 9% last year, down to a more sustainable level gradually over time. It consists of a comprehensive reform of the energy sector to help resolve the severe shortages which have been sapping Pakistan's economic growth potential and putting the energy sector on much more stable footing. It includes agreement with the State Bank of Pakistan on monetary policy, which is designed to help rebuild foreign exchange reserves and keep inflation at low and acceptable levels. The government has also developed plans to improve tax collections in Pakistan through improved administration and through a program to eliminate tax loopholes and exemptions over the coming couple of years. They have announced a very important program for restructuring and in some cases privatizing public sector enterprises, which would generate a significant additional investment and growth for Pakistan. We have agreed on reforms in trade policy to make import tariffs more rational with fewer exceptions and a more simpler profile. This will help exports and imports of Pakistan in the future. We have also agreed on reforms to improve the climate for doing business in Pakistan, to attract greater investment and greater economic growth. Finally, and most importantly, we have seen significant proposals from the government on protecting the most vulnerable members of society through income support programs, which can make sure that when some of these policies, which are in some cases difficult, are implemented, we will protect those who most need protection. Finally, let me say about the economic program that the overall focus of this program is to boost economic growth so that we can have a better future for all Pakistanis. There will be some difficult decisions which the government is taking to get to that point of higher economic growth, reduced poverty, and a better life for all Pakistanis. But these will be necessary decisions to make sure that the economy is stable going forward and growing at a more quick rate. It will involve support not just from the government, but from the State Bank of Pakistan and from provincial governments as well, as all work together to make sure that the economy is functioning better in the future. Finally, let me just say that we hope that with this announcement of support from the IMF and the subsequent approval by our executive board, that other development partners will also increase their support for Pakistan, and that the contribution of the IMF to this overall package will be only around half, as institutions like the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank, and large bilateral donors will come alongside us to provide additional support. And together, I think that we will secure sufficient financial support to help the government in its implementation of these very ambitious reforms. Thank you.
So my humble question to Mr.
Let Shafqat Saab, he will regulate, please.
Please identify yourself and your organization before you ask the question. And once you are permitted to ask the question, you should also direct whom you are asking this question. And if you just raise your hand before silent officer.
शुक्रिया डॉक्टर साहब आपसे सवाल है आपने आपके लीडरशिप ने ये कहा था इलेक्शन की मुहिम के दौरान कि हम कशकोल नहीं उठाएंगे क्या IMF के साथ प्रोग्राम के ऊपर एग्री होना और जिसके खिलाफ आप बात करते रहे आप लीडरशिप बात करते रही क्या अपनी आप बात से मुकर गए फिर गए
सवाल ले लिया जी मैं जवाब दे दूं
सवाल मुकम्मल होने
अच्छा चलिए
आपने अपने ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स में कहा कि कुछ लोगों ने लूटा पाटा और हमें उसकी कर्जे अदा करने पड़े
जी
आपने उनको पकड़ने के लिए और कर्जे वापस हासिल करने के लिए क्या तदबीर की है क्या IMF ने भी आपकी इसके बारे में निशानदेही कराई है आपको
जी मेहरबानी बात यह है कि एक तो हम कशकोल को उसको कहते हैं भीख या ग्रांट मांगे भीख या ग्रांट नहीं मांग ले मेंबर ऑफ IMF नंबर 1 नंबर 2 पाकिस्तान जब हमारी इंटरनल पॉलिटिक्स है तो उसको हम डिफरेंट देखते हैं जैसे आपने फरमाया कि किन्होंने लिए कैसे इस्तेमाल किए और कैसे उसका बेदर्दी से उसको ख़त्म किया और फिर जब किस्तों देने की बारी आई तो जनरल इलेक्शन नया हुआ और फिर हम आ गए एक नंबर 1 आपको ये महज मालूम होगा नहीं तो मैं आपको ये बावर कराना चाहता हूं कि 1947 से लेके जो कू हुआ था 12 अक्टूबर 1999 तक टोटल पाकिस्तान के कर्जे 3000 अरब के करीब थे पिछला ये साल 30 जून 2013 को खत्म हुआ, एक साल में 2000 से ज्यादा पिछली गवर्नमेंट एक साल में कर्जे लिए, यानी 47 से 99 अक्टूबर 99 आप इमेजिन करें कि 52 इयर्स के कर्जे 3000 रुपए टोटल पाकिस्तान का कर्जा, और अभी 14,500 पे हम खड़े हैं, और पिछला एक साल जो है उसमें हमने 2000 कर्जे का मतलब क्या है कि आप अपनी आमदनी और अखराजात जो कि बेतहाशा अखराजात थे उसको आपने कर्जे लेके पूरे किए, और आने वाली जनरेशन के ऊपर आपने एक बहुत बड़ा बोझ डाल दिया। अब मैं कर्जे साले जफर साहब, पाकिस्तान मुस्लिम लीग नून एक कर्जे फॉर द सेक ऑफ कर्जे नहीं ले रही। हमने अपनी जो बैलेंस शीट जो बजट में जो अनाउंसमेंट्स की हैं आपके सामने 30% कट किया है सैलरीज अलाउंसेस के अलावा, विच इज अनबिलीवेबल कट। उसके बावजूद, और दूसरी आमदनी हमने क्या किया है कि 25% आपके ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज के तौर पे एक्सेप्ट किया है, और कि हम नेट बढ़ाएंगे, सारा कुछ करेंगे, लेकिन इसके बावजूद कोई मुझे इसका सोल्यूशन बता दे कि क्या पाकिस्तान डिफॉल्ट कर जाए, क्या पाकिस्तान कर्जों की किस्तें ना दे। मैंने जो कर्जे अभी जो मैंने अर्ज की है कि मैंने ये इनको कहा है कि मुझे आप उस तरह इतने कर्जे दें कि मैं आपकी किस्तें वक्त पे वापस कर दूं, ताकि मुझे आपका बोझ ना हो। आपके सामने रिजर्व पोजीशन है कि कर्जे जो लिए गए 8.5 बिलियन और जो इस्तेमाल करके चले गए, मैं कुछ ब्लेम गेम में नहीं पढ़ना चाहता, लेकिन वो आपके सामने है। और अगर मैं समझता हूं कि प्रूडेंस ये डिमांड करती है कि पहले तो कंट्री टू द रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, उसको तो हमने सीधा रखना है ना, कि हमारी खुदा ना खास्ता कहीं डिफॉल्ट का। आज आप देखें कि इंटरनेशनल, जब आपने सबसे पहले सर्कुलर डेट क्लियर किया है 322 बिलियन, किसी को ये अंदर या बाहर पाकिस्तान के ये भी हैरान है, ये कहते हैं कि हमें नहीं यकीन था कि इतना बड़ा आप रिफॉर्म कर लेंगे। ये 5 साल जो यानी अच्छे मशवरे देते रहे हैं, किसी ने उस पर अमल नहीं किया। ये कहते हैं कि हम हैरान है कि हमारे आने से पहले आपने बजट के जरिए अपनी इकोनॉमी को उसका डायरेक्शन पे लगा दिया है। बेसिकली तो हमने प्रोग्राम रिव्यू के लिए आए थे, ये तो मैंने इनको रिक्वेस्ट की कि हम नया प्रोग्राम बात कर लेते हैं। अगर आप हमारे होम ग्रोन एजेंडे के ऊपर अगर आप कन्वर्ज करें, एग्री करें, हम बात करेंगे। इनकी कोई 35-36 इनके पॉइंट्स थे और इनके यानी जो इश्यूज थे, हमने सारे उनको एड्रेस किए, लेकिन अपने उसके बजट और अपने मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक 3 साल के फ्रेमवर्क के अंदर रह के। मैं समझता हूं कि अगर हमने कर्जा ना भी लेना था साले जफर साहब, हमें यही रूट अपनाना चाहिए था कि हम अपनी इकोनॉमी को एक बार दुरुस्त कर लें, क्योंकि अब इकोनॉमी बहुत बुरी हालत में थी। जी, सेकंड सवाल शफकत साहब जी। शफकत जी।
और समझते थे कि हाँ रंग लाएगी हमारी फाका मसली, लेकिन आई थिंक सर, माय गुड सर, that minister will translate this couplet for you. Sir, my humble question is that it is generally believed in Pakistan that IMF always pressures Pakistan to put the poor people under tax. And same has been the opinion of Mr. the Finance Minister when he was the leader of the opposition in the Senate. And he, sir, your good self had promised that you will tax the elite class, especially the real estate sector and the big agriculturalists. But the recent steps show that you have decided to follow the previous government in terms of putting more tax.
ब्रीफ करें ताकि बाकियों को, मैं दोनों आपके 2 सवाल हो गए एक की बजाय। I'll give the reply. In this share, since my friend would not understand that poetry, and I'm not very good in translating poetry into English, but I do understand what he means. But he said that somebody dictated to borrow money to drink, and then he continues to do so. Now I am not borrowing money for new drinking. The bottles which were borrowed to drink has been empty, and I'm only borrowing the new bottles to just pay back. That's all. So it's a zero effect on the new loans. Please kindly keep in mind that what loans you are taking, you are retiring also. Your net qarza is not going up. If my trenches proposal is met, for example, next year 3 billion is due to IMF, and if I get out of entire program 3 billion, then you are not adding to your qarza. You will be reducing, receiving and paying the old qarza. So please, one thing must be very clear. We still are consistent with our plan not to enhance the loan for the difference between the non-development expenditure and the revenue income. If a qarza is for Dyamar Basha, if a qarza is for Neelam Jhelum, if the qarza is for Karachi Coastal Power, I think that would be wonderful. You're creating capital asset. The asset you created, motorway, for the 21 billion rupees, today it is valued at 250 billion. I wish Pakistan would have utilized half of this qarza of 7,000 billion in creating assets and not financing the luxuries of the current expenditure, in the past. You would have been in business, you would be laughing today. So that is your one thing. My friend have asked about, we have not levied. The both items which, honorable friend has proposed, they are constitutional issues. The agriculture tax is already levied in Pakistan by PMN and government in 1998. It is a provincial subject. The federal government cannot levy agriculture tax, number one. We would encourage them, and Punjab has already moved year and a half ago a summary to Council of Common Interest that law must be enforced in totality throughout the country. So that's number one. The real estate again is a domain which actually is immovable property, the domain of the provinces as per the Constitution of Pakistan. If you want me to violate, I'm sorry, I can't. So where could I hit the rich? Let me tell you where I hit the rich. Number one, we have increased the income tax on the salaries beyond 7 million. So it is only hit the rich. There are only about few thousand people. Now where is association of person and non-corporate individuals, we have again increased beyond 6 million, and we have taken the highest slab to 35%. It's not going to affect the poor, it's going to hit the rich. Again, the income support levy. We could not include the movable assets as per the Constitution of Pakistan. All movable assets of everybody beyond 1 million has been taxed 0.5% as income support levy, which goes to the poorest of the poor, the income support fund. So I think we have taken enough measures where we only targeted now you may say that 1% GST is for everybody. Yes, I agree, but obviously there's a huge gap, and I have no hesitation in sharing that the fund actually was not very encouraged to see that we have passed through very limited taxes, and that's why it took that long to convince them. And let's be very honest, they have been absolutely right, because in the past the governance reforms have never produced results in Pakistan in FBR. But inshallah we have a very robust program, and we have said that we are going to increase the tax net. The country cannot live at 8.5% tax GDP ratio. It has to go to 15% by the end of our government tenure. And if we do that, we are in business. Our fiscal deficit will drastically reduce, which we intend to bring down in 3 years to 4%. Our borrowing will come down. So I think we have already a very realistic plan to, right now you're 63.5% the public debt to GDP. Next year we are bringing it down by 2%. The year after another 2%. So we are taking actually measures which will only hit the rich and not the poor. So where poor has some sort of impact, there we have increased the income support fund, which is only for the poorest of the poor, from 40 billion to 75 billion. It is 87.5% increase. So I think you have to give due credit to this government that we have tried to balance. Political gimmicks maybe, are politicians, but don't expect from you as a genius media that you don't understand these. You do understand very well. Ji, next one. Please.
First off, you have said in your statement that government has decided to take some difficult decisions. Kindly tell us when the government will implement these decisions and
already in the budget.
दूसरा सवाल डॉक्टर साहब आपसे, आप प्राइवेटाइजेशन प्रोग्राम बहाल करने का आपने ऐलान किया, बजट में तो ऐसा कोई नहीं था, तो आप कौन से इदारे आपने एग्री किए हैं कि जिनको प्राइवेटाइज करेंगे और कब करेंगे, क्या पीरियड होगा उसका?
Jeff, you want to answer the first one?
In terms of difficult decisions, I think the minister is better placed to answer that than I am, because those are his decisions and those of the government. But let me say this. There were difficult decisions in the budget that has already been approved.
That's right.
The difficult decisions have already been started. And as the government moves forward with its plans in areas like reducing the deficit, reforming the energy sector, reforming PSEs, those are the kinds of decisions they will continue to make.
आपके जवाब में यही अर्ज करूंगा कि जो बजट में हमने सब ने, आई थिंक मैंने उसमें भी रिक्वेस्ट की थी जब इकोनॉमिक सर्वे और पोस्ट बजट जो मैंने यहाँ ब्रीफिंग दी थी कि हमें सब ने मिल के लोगों को एजुकेट भी करना है. आपके सामने पाकिस्तान की माली हालत छुपी नहीं हुई, और ये लोग पिछले 2 साल में यहाँ आने के लिए भी तैयार नहीं होते थे. ये दुबई और अबू धाबी मीटिंगें होती थी. वो आपके सामने है कि एक चेंज ऑफ जब आपने डायरेक्शन ली है और आपने मीडिया ने उसे सपोर्ट किया है, तो लोगों को अवेयरनेस हुई है कि जी ये हम किस तरफ थे اور کس طرف جانا چاہتے ہیں. اس میں جتنے جو ہم نے بجٹ میں جو ایکشنز لیے ہیں وہ وائڈلی اینڈ ورلڈ اوور اپریشیٹ کیے گئے ہیں. مجھے نہیں پتا کہ کن ساتھیوں نے مختلف فورن چینل دیکھے ڈیٹ سرکل ڈیٹ کے کلیئرنس کے بعد جو کہ 322 ارب 503 میں کلیئر ہوا ہے. سی این این جیسے چینل جو اس کو کہتے ہیں کہ نو بڈی بلیو دیٹ the new government would be able within 3 weeks to clear 3.2 billion equivalent of a circular debt. کیونکہ it's a matter of political will and political will must be followed by action and Pakistan is known very poor implementer. So ہم نے وہ اس امپریشن کو پریکٹیکلی ختم کر کے دکھایا ہے. اور میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ یہ تھوڑے سے جو تکلیف ہم کر رہے ہیں اس وقت اگر کوئی کسی جگہ پہ کیا انشاءاللہ جب ریونیو بڑھے گا تو ریلیف دوبارہ دیں گے. پی ایم ایل این always been business friendly. PMLN always been for lower taxation. We are the ones who reduced tremendously the taxation and the custom duties in this country. So ہم نے کوئی میجر کوئی شفٹ نہیں کیا آپ کے سامنے اور انشاءاللہ یہ پیٹرن جاری رہے گا. پرائیویٹائزیشن کے بارے میں یہ عرض کروں گا کہ میرا خیال ہے آپ نے میری تقریر اگر غور سے پڑھیں گے تو اس میں پرائیویٹائزیشن کا ذکر تھا. دیکھیں کیا ہم نے یہ فیصلہ کر لیں کہ 450 ارب کے قریب ان اسٹیٹ اونڈ انٹرپرائزز سے ہر سال ہم نے بلیڈ ہونا ہے کہ نہیں ہونا. 450 ارب کا چھوٹا اماؤنٹ نہیں ہے. سو ہم نے ایک ایک کر کے اس کو ٹھیک کرنا ہے. اس کو ہم نے اس کو یا تو اگر یہ پرائیویٹائز نہیں کرنا تو اس کو پروفیٹیبل بنانا ہے. جو پرائیویٹائز ہو سکتے ہیں بہتر ہے اس کو پرائیویٹائز کیا جائے. لیکن یہ آپ کے سامنے پورا جو ایک آؤٹ لائن جو تھی وہ بجٹ سپیچ میں تھی اور میں ٹائم اینڈ اگین کہہ چکا ہوں پی آئی آئی نیڈز ری اسٹرکچرنگ. آج آپ کو فلائٹس ہی نہیں ملتی لاہور اور اسلام آباد اور مختلف شہروں میں. آپ کو ریلوے دیکھیں آپ کو ٹرینیں نہیں ملتی. تو کیا نہیں آپ چاہتے کہ ہم ساری چیز کو ٹھیک کریں؟ تو اس کو ہم انشاءاللہ ٹھیک کریں گے. پرائیویٹ پبلک مکس بھی ہو سکتا ہے, کہیں کو ضرورت ہے تو کچھ حصہ پرائیویٹائز بھی ہو سکتا ہے. ہم نے اپنے ملک کے بہترین مفاد میں جو بیسٹ نیشنل انٹرسٹ پہ ہوگا ایک شفاف طریقے کے ساتھ ایک اصول جو گڈ گورننس کا اس کے تحت انشاءاللہ اس کو ہم نے آگے لے کے جانا ہے. اور اس کو آگے لے کے جانے کا مقصد ہے کہ یہ جو 450 ارب یعنی غریب قوم کے ہر سال ضائع ہو رہے ہیں آن ایوریج, اس کو ہم میکسیمم بچائیں اور منیمم ٹائم میں بچائیں. دس از دی آبجیکٹو.
As you know, the Minister just said Pakistan has a history of being a force in the country. It also has a history with the IMF, where basically most programs that Pakistan has signed with the IMF have been unsuccessful. What is it that gives you the conviction this time around that the outcome is going to be a happier one than most of the previous ones? And